Hey guys, welcome back to another Russian video. Today we have a special guest on the channel and we're gonna be asking her a couple of questions about the islands and her perspective about it. So let me have her introduce herself.
Hi, my name's Callie Evans. I'm a PhD student from Sydney, Australia.
Hey, I don't know me, Martin. Russian always. So the first question would be, what brought you to San Andres? How did you find the island and what have you enjoyed the most so far?
That's a hard question. I'm here right now to do field work for my PhD, but I originally found out about the islands. Actually, I was reading something for class in university and it mentioned San Andres in the footnotes. It mentioned the Raizal people, and I was curious, like, what's going on here? Why is there an English and Creole speaking island that is in the middle of this ocean? And so I did some Googling, learned more about it, and I guess was really interested in the culture and the history. So that's how I kind of found out about San Andres. And then in terms of like what do I enjoy? I guess everything. Like I'm uh, I love the history. I love talking to people, learning about their lives, uh, learning a bit about the Creole language, getting to understand like different perspectives. I like the food. Getting to try new food is also really good. I like that it's very peaceful, especially on the hill. And yeah, no, it's a lovely place.
Wow, this is amazing. Well, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome to the island. We are very pleased to have you, not only on the island, but on the channel. So thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And I'm really glad you liked it so far. But that's interesting that you heard about it back in Australia doing your PhD. Wow. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Kind of by chance, but I think the best things in life often happen by chance. And then you end up in surprising places, but it's been a very enriching experience, and I've learned a lot.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so were you surprised to find an English speaking island in Colombia? And do you understand Creole? What do
Mm.
you think about the language and the problematic that it's been lost on the island?
Mm. So yeah, I was definitely surprised to find English and Creole speaking island in Colombia. Um, in terms of understanding Creole, I find it depends. Sometimes I can understand bits of it, like some words. I'll get the general idea. Other times I've got no clue. It's too fast. I just can't really catch anything. Um, Maybe it depends on the context sometimes or who's speaking, but as I've been here, I think I'm slowly developing my ear a little bit to try and catch it a bit more, which has been fun.
Okay, well, I'd say maybe it's because there's a spectrum,
Yeah.
and so some people would speak closer to English.
Mm, mm,
So, I mean, and they're speaking to you, so they'll try
mm.
to,
Themselves. Yeah,
yeah, put
makes
their
sense.
words together. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, Creole, it's derived from English, but it's a separate language. So,
Mm,
with
mm,
African influences, so the
mm,
grammatical structure is different. So it's probably that.
mm,
But
mm.
yeah,
Right.
is it?
Yeah. And then to answer your last question about, I guess, the situation with losing language. Yeah, I mean, language is so important to your sense of identity, like who you are, your, I guess, understanding of your own history, your own culture. And so, in that sense, it's really important to preserve your language because if you lose that, you lose part of yourself. Um, so, I'm glad that there's projects like ROOTIONS that are attempting to revitalize Creole in the islands, and I hope that efforts like this continue. It's a beautiful language.
Thank you for your appreciation. I want to hear what you say. On fala Russians. Okay, so next question. What was your first impression when you arrived, and how has that perception changed with your stay here so far?
Yeah. I mean, my first impression getting off the airplane was like, oh, it's hot.
You're from Australia,
I
isn't it
know,
hot?
yeah. I was in Bogota for a week and it was very cold there and I was freezing.
Okay.
And then I got here and it was a completely different climate, which was a relief actually. But in terms of like my first impressions, probably shaped more by being down in town that's much more urbanized. There's a lot more tourism, lots of shops, um, and coming up to live on the hill that I didn't know much about. That changed my perspective a bit, like understanding how people live. It's a lot more laid back, it's a lot more chill. It's very green, there's lots of families around. And so there's a bit of a contrast between the two parts of town that it'd be interesting to learn more about.
Did you first live in the town?
Um, no, but it's what you see online.
Okay.
Like, if you look for videos,
Oh, that's what you
yeah,
see.
you tend to see like videos, tourist posts from like down the beach on town. Yeah, different vibe. Okay.
But it's really great that you're really getting to know the native people, the Raizal people. You're in a Raizal neighborhood. We would say section here.
Section. Okay.
So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We tend to be more quiet. We have uh well, I wouldn't say quiet now because well, our lifestyle is kind of laid back and
Yeah,
slow.
yeah. And I've appreciated that coming from a big city like Sydney. A lot of people, you're running around all the time. It's been good to take a step back and like, yeah, just breathe a little. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But we're also hard workers though.
Yes. I am always very impressed by how hard people work, especially the old ladies. Like looking after their children and like running businesses. And there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And what aspects would you say of the local culture has surprised you the most?
It's a hard question. I mean, a couple of things. I guess um, people here live in quite big, like extended family, like networks or households. Like you've got multiple generations living in one house, which is, I guess, different to my own cultural background, where people tend to be more like in small family units. And so it's been interesting to, I guess, um, see how big family groups like work together and cooperate and help each other out. Um, the food's been, I guess, surprising in that sometimes there are dishes that are similar to stuff I eat back home, but some ingredients are different. Like the use of coconut is not very common in Australia. It's like, banana bread. It would have coconut here, it doesn't have coconut back home. And so that's been surprising. It's like, oh, it's familiar, but it's different. And
You have banana bread back in Australia?
yeah.
We have two. We have banana bread and we also have banana cake.
Yeah, and they're different.
Yeah,
Wait,
they're
so which
different.
one's which then?
Um, I wouldn't know how to explain it to you. I'll have to show you because one looks one is more like a cake. I'm not a
Right,
good,
right.
I'm not a good cook, so I'm not the best to explain you. But if I see it, I can tell you which one it is.
It is the cake the squishy one?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I'm confused. Anyway, one of the two was similar to banana bread in Australia.
Okay. Cool. So Australia and San Andrés are the archipelago.
Mm-hmm.
We're islands. I guess it's a big difference because you guys are gigantic and we're
Yeah.
such a tiny island. We're not even on the map. But the islands. So what similarities do you find and what differences do
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
between the two?
I guess there are some similarities that might come from the shared history of being a British colony. I mean,
Right.
that so many islanders speak some English or islander English. Um, some of the food, um, some of the like traditional dress with those long dresses with like the apron. I'm not sure what they're called. They look a bit similar to like colonial era dress in Australia. Um, but then there's other aspects that are very, very different because of, I guess, the African influence and from like the Caribbean. Um, like a very different kinds of music. Not much reggae around, I guess, where I'm from. It's not as popular. Like never heard of calypso in my life. So that's a big difference. What else?
Talking about the music,
Yeah, yeah.
um, we have European heritage as well, but
Mm,
we put our like African twang and Caribbean twang to it.
yeah.
However, you said calypso. Calypso and mentor are more of like the Caribbean side, but we also have
Mm,
like, I don't know if you guys have it because I guess we got it from the Europeans. We have
mm,
Chatiz, Mazorca, or maybe
mm.
it's not. Yeah, we would have to research and see if you guys have something like
Yeah.
that because we
I
have
yeah.
waltz, we have,
We got waltz. Yeah.
yeah, we have something called quadrille.
Hmm. Haven't heard of that one.
Okay,
Do you do line dancing?
those are like salon dancing.
Some line dancing. Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yeah,
I'll have to see that.
they're quite like elegant.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. I guess because the African influence is less strong. Yeah.
So I know you're doing your thesis here, and as an anthropologist, I know that you're interested in hospitality practices in the tourism sector. So, how would you say it's the situation here in San Andres?
Yeah, yeah. It's another difficult question. I think, obviously, I'm very early in my research and I realize I know nothing. My initial impressions, I guess, with particularly with tourism, I guess the challenges that brings to the islands with um, environmental issues like rubbish in the streets, um, uh, being totally reliant on one industry, which during COVID, I imagine that was quite hard when tourism dried up. Um, like it's a challenging industry to rely on and poses certain social, environmental, and political challenges that I think many countries are facing right now. And I think that people in the islands are trying to navigate those challenges and work out how do you do tourism sustainably in a way that's more equitable for the community. Yeah, and then I guess secondly, with the Raizal community and I guess the political situation with preserving the culture and the language and history. Um, it's a challenge that many minority communities are facing, and in Australia, back home, with our Indigenous people, is facing similar challenges with being a minority group in a majority with a different culture and language to yourself. And again, I think Raizals and trying lots of different things to combat that situation that have been interesting as an observer to learn about. And I hope that they are successful. Yeah.
So, finally, last but not least, how would you describe a Raisa in 3 words?
You keep throwing me hard questions. Okay. Warm, um, creative. I think also respectful. Uh, those would be my 3 words. But there's other words as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm warm, respectful, creative.
Definitely. I mean, this is a creative project. So.
Okay, guys, this is the end of this video. But don't forget to stay rooted and like, share, and subscribe.